I wasn't going to say nothing, but Mr. Combs, Mr. Combs, Mr. Combs, we don't care. We don't care, sir. 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 We don't care. This was not about you. Classic narcissist. I was at rock bottom. No, no, no. No, no, no. My nigga. You have yet to see rock bottom, sir. When they done with your ass, then you will see rock bottom, my dude. Your rock bottom has yet to come to fruition. And I don't like speaking on nobody's downfall, but after that CNN dropped that video, and clearly it is him. And he's a monster. Period. Just because you are in a position, and this is the thing with people, just because you are in a position of power like that does not make it right for you to manipulate your position to do and say and treat people and do things to people however you feel like you want to do them. That does not make it right. And that's where people get things twisted. They think because they can, they're in the clear. No. No. And another thing with people is they think because they make a certain amount of money or have this and that and this, that, and the third, and are in certain positions to give a yes or no or say who progresses or not or whatever, which we all are in positions like that in our lives, and to someone somewhere in our level of life, right? It does not give you the right to do these things. And then, for some reason, these people that do these things to people, that are abusive to people, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, they think that they are exempt from God's wrath, my nigga. That's the funny shit right there. That to me is like, yo, none of us are exempt. Are you kidding me? You think that because you got some change that you could treat people however you want and you gonna get away with it? What's done in the dark will come to light. What don't come out in the rinse, or what won't come out in the wash, will come out in the rinse. I'm sorry. So, whether y'all want to believe it or not, there is a spiritual realm. It is very real, and we are being watched. When you think nobody is watching, you are being watched. When you think you're alone in your room, you're being watched. And even now, more so with our phones and this new technology, we have our Alexas and all of that, So even more so. We've invited it into our homes now. The ring doorbells. I'm talking about, though, on a spiritual level, too. So not only are we being monitored by our phones, and our devices that we allow in our house, but there is a spiritual realm. that is constantly, we all have a spiritual tribe, whether you want to believe that or not, that is watching us, traveling with us, moving amongst us. And sometimes you got to be careful where you're going and coming back home. Sometimes you want to detour and not come straight home, depending on where you're coming from, because you will bring things back with you, that energy. So, not to get off topic, but Mr. Combs, we do not care. On behalf of women who have gone through domestic violence and been in domestic violence relationships, we do not care about anything you have to say, sir, after that video. And, you know, for a moment, I mean, because we don't know these people, right? We only know them through their music, through social media, through TV and shows and whatever, right? And we believe that we have some type of connection with them, but we don't know these people. And then when the curtain drops, right? When the curtain, behind the curtain, if you pull back the curtain, these people are no different. He's snoring. These people are no different than these demons and devils we're amongst. Only difference between us and them is money and morals and principles. That's it. They still people. They still bleed. They're still human. They still have emotions. They still go through stuff. You know, I just don't. I just can't believe that, you know, we are easily bamboozled the way that we have allowed things to be. So it's like, after that video, everything they say about you is true. That's crazy. And there's a lot of men out here like that. It's a shame. I feel bad for Cassie, because you know what? Let me tell you something. Even though she's out of that relationship and moved on and got a husband and stuff like that and kids and everything, her husband has to help her put those pieces back together. And she she is happy, but those scars take a long time to heal, and some of them you never recover from. You know, you could get therapy for years and you still not be, like, it takes a very long time, especially going through that level of abuse. I feel for her, you know. And this is why it's important for us to be united as people, because there's strength in numbers. Had she had the right people around her, this would have never happened. Never. And I'm not even trying to be judgmental. I'm just saying, like, you know, sometimes we need to be a little nosy. Sometimes we need to be a little bit more concerned, you know? And I'm thinking, oh, they'll be all right. Women die from being beat on. She deserved 100 million. You know? 30 million. Nah, bro. You gonna pay for my cats. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Daddy wildin'. And I tell my kids, I be like, yo, my daughters, I tell them all the time, do not be with a guy like that. Don't be with somebody who even plays with you like that, like tapping your face or none of that. Cause I let anybody know that I'm in a relationship with after going through that type of stuff. I will fight you back. And you may whoop my behind because you a man. And I'm gonna try to keep it as clean as possible. You may whoop me because you a man and I'm a woman, and you may just, but you gonna know you was in a fight with me, baby. I'll scratch your eyes out. You gonna know. You gonna know. And everybody gonna know too. I don't do the hand thing. I don't do the hand thing. Been there, done that. I don't do the hand thing. You know, and I'm not saying that to say anything about, you know, anyone who is going through that or has been through that, but I fight you back. And then I have this little twisted belief too. It's like, I don't believe in the constant hitting and touching and fighting like that. You know, I don't. But I do believe that if you do love somebody in a relationship, y'all gonna go through that at least once. It's just not supposed to be repeated. You know, and I'm not talking about closed fist punch. Nobody should ever put their hands on anybody. But sometimes when you really love somebody, you know, y'all might have a little scuffle, you know. I'm not saying that that's right, but it's kind of a normal thing. Now, you don't take it beyond that. All that stomping and kicking and punching and blacking eyes and taking it too far. That's not love now. See, that's not love, because you don't really want to hurt the person. You just want to show them like, yo, you disrespecting me right now and I'm not tolerating that. You know. Shit, I resorted to breaking stuff. I'll break something real quick. I'll break something. I'm not breaking my own shit though. I'm breaking something of yours. I'm gonna break some of your shit. But on a serious note, you know, domestic violence is never something to, you know, take lightly, because people have very deep wounds when it comes to that. And as I've said before, I've been through that, you know, and it always be that the prettiest people go through stuff like that, you know, the prettiest that people, and I mean on the inside, beautiful on the inside, and also beautiful on the outside. But it seems like when you're a beautiful person like that, people always want to try to dim you down, dim your light, take that from you, you know. So I've learned to kind of not dim my light, but hide it from people, you know, because you're a target. You know, when you're too much of a good person, an earth angel, a beautiful person, to give your shirt off your back to somebody and do for people without trying to get recognition for it all the time, you know. And I could see that Cassie is a beautiful person like that. You know, that's why he did that to her. But he, you know, there was still some innocence in her, you know. And when somebody robs you of that, you're never the same. You're never the same. Like, you're just supposed to grow, and it naturally, you know, either not leave you, but you learn how to navigate, you know. As an adult, you still can have the innocence, but you mature with it in a way to where, you know, it's gracefully on you in a way. But when somebody robs that of you and takes that from you, now you got to repair. Now you have to rehabilitate, because it wasn't a natural occurrence. You know, it's just like when people can't get over when somebody was taken from the earth, right? Versus natural causes. It's so much harder to get over, because you're going to always feel like that wasn't supposed to happen. That's not how, I mean, you know, we are nobody to question God's motives, the mystique that he moves in, or the things that he allows to take place. Because, I mean, shoot, sometimes people kind of put themselves in situations. They're doing things that's causing that. They're putting themselves in certain situations that, their wages of sin are causing them to go through things like that. We don't know what everybody's doing all the time.